Aren't you? Thank you, Alyssa. If the storm holds together, I've got it moving in at 9:33. You can always stay there if you're not close to done. She's out eating right now, and if I told her she's not done in the next 20 minutes, to just stay there until the storm passes. I was told I could view the eclipse through a colander. I think I strained my eyes. Yes, perfect. Excuse me. That's a good one, David. Hi, Arthur. You guys may have just heard me. I was updating my sweet Kendall. She's up in Denton, Texas, where they're getting some weather. And we've got our emergency broadcast tone. Yes, they are. I think they win this game. I picked them to win the whole thing. So, yeah. What I'm looking at is up in North Texas. If you've got anyone in the Dallas, really more Fort Worth right now, up to Denton, because my daughter lives in Denton. So I was just giving her an update because she's out right now. And I said, if you're going to be out for the next 20, 30 minutes, I would stay put, let this storm push through. It definitely has some hail and damaging winds in there, and it's moving north towards Denton as we speak. So I'm just keeping an eye on the weather for my daughter. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got. Guys, we've got 2 rounds of storms in the forecast. What we're looking at is a chance of some hailstorms tomorrow morning and then again on Tuesday night. Now, so far, everything that has materialized has been East Texas and also up towards Lubbock. You can see some dangerous storms east of Lubbock tonight, north of I-20, just barely really, but some violent storms in that direction. So far, everything well to our north, but come tomorrow morning, we're expecting some storms here. Wouldn't that cooled on? At least we got the darkness. It cooled off a little bit. Hi, Kaylee. I did. I enjoyed it. I was out at the Wolf Stadium, and we had a lot of fun. Because what was neat was we were showing videos on the Jumbotron for the kids. We had close to 3,000 students out there today from schools all over, and so South Texas. And they were, amazed at how dark it got. There were some breaks, like a couple. We got to see the diamond. We got to see a small moment of the coronosphere, as it's called, the outer atmosphere of the sun. It was just a brief second or two, and then the clouds rolled back in. We had about 45 seconds of totality at Wolf Stadium. But the best part was that they were equipped for a cloudy eclipse. We had a dozen different science stations from our good friends at the Whitty, the Museum, San Antonio Public Library, just to name a few. And they had it all across the concourse. The kids had little bingo cards to show that they went to each booth. They even had a time capsule to write notes for the next solar eclipse in San Antonio in the year 2343. So they wrote notes for that time capsule. Hey, Jacob. Oh, homemade stuffed cornbread. That sounds so good. Terry Madrano, Aldana. All right. What's up, Terry? Good to see you. Hope all is well. God bless you. Eclipse was really cool, even with the clouds, right, Henry? I mean, honestly, it was really cool even with the clouds. So, all right, here's the deal. We're going to look at a few different models here, because I've got 3 models that I look at and I trust. This first one we're going to look at is the HRRR. And if you've been with me before here, we always look at the HRRR, but I also like looking at a couple of different, a total of 3, give a compare contrast, right? It's like going to the doctor and getting a second opinion. So here's what we've got. Heading into the overnight, you can see the rain develops closer to the coast at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., but then look what happens by about 4 a.m. Down I-35, we expect some storms to develop between Cotulla, Pearsall, up even into Hondo, near Uvalde, and these could be pretty strong storms. And they're expected to push into the city by 5 a.m. Then that round quiets down as early as 7, 8, and then we're dry for several hours. We get some sunshine. This model's temperatures go into the, oh wait, that changed. Okay, when I did this run about an hour and a half ago, and it had us up to 93 tomorrow. I'm going with 88. And you can see it clears out. We get a decent amount of sunshine tomorrow afternoon. And then the clouds roll back in tomorrow night. So see, this model keeps us quiet tomorrow night through Wednesday morning. All right? And that's not the solution that every model comes up with. So now let's show you the 2 other models that I consider accurate. And what I want to look for is, I want to see a consensus between at least 2 of them, right? So we go to the graph, formerly known as the IBM. And as we move through here, watch what this one does. It brings them in at about the same time. It doesn't develop them down I-35, develops them right on top of us. Hondo to San Antonio at about 5 a.m., going right up I-35, 7 to 8 a.m. We just have a few lingering showers, and then we're dry. And then you see, here's tomorrow night's line. So this model says tomorrow night's line does materialize, and again, right over San Antonio is where it develops and pushes east in the overnight hours into Wednesday morning. So again, 2 rounds, okay? 2 rounds is what we're expecting, and that's 2 out of 3 agreeing. So the third is going to be the NAM. And I take a look at the NAM, and it develops it to the south on I-35. So that's 2 out of 3 that say it will develop south of San Antonio. This one really keeps it more east and doesn't push the heaviest stuff into the city. We get the rain tomorrow morning, but the stronger storms stay south. So I'm leaning into the storms 2 out of 3 developing down I-35 when 2 out of 3 models agree on that. Now let's see what it does, what the NAM does with tomorrow night. Very similar, 10 to 11 p.m. So that's a good consensus. That's what we want to see. When 2 out of 3 models agree, that's something good that we can put some more, put higher confidence in on a forecast for tomorrow. So that's why I say 2 rounds. And let me show you what the Severe Prediction Center says, because these can be hail producers. We also have a pretty decent wind shear environment, which means that wind speeds are increasing as we go up in altitude. And there's also some directional wind shear, which means they're changing direction as we go up in altitude. Those are 2 ingredients that supply us with a tornadic threat as well. So there's going to be a slight chance of tornadoes to develop in both of these rounds. Most likely hail, damaging winds, but there is concern that we could see tornadoes develop. So here's what the Severe Prediction Center lined out for us for Tuesday morning, what I just showed you. And you can see it's right along that model prediction. I-35 right on up is the level 2 out of 5 risk for tomorrow morning. Now, as I expand this out a bit, you'll see as we go up I-35 into the Dallas area, almost all of North Texas under a 3 out of 5 risk. That's an enhanced risk of seeing dangerous weather. We're already getting that tonight. Some pretty decent hailstorms up there, nothing tornadic. But in fact, they've got a better environment for tornadoes than we do, and we still haven't seen that, so that's good. But please, just give a text. If you have anyone you love, like I do up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, they might be watching a movie, they might be binge watching their favorite show on a streaming channel. Just make sure they're aware to be weather alert tonight and tomorrow, because they've got 2 rounds. North Texas, as I told my daughter, I think tonight they're dealing with some isolated, but mid-morning, even overnight, similar to us, they'll have a chance of some more isolated overnight. But the main threat for them is going to be mid-morning to early afternoon tomorrow. So kind of in between our weather is going to be a North Texas event, just to give you a heads up in case you have somebody there. Okay, now look what happens on Tuesday evening. It shifts a little bit farther south. Notice that, I want to pause that there. Let me show you guys. Notice the 3 out of 5 enhanced risk is dropped farther south, including several counties down I-35 and also into East Texas and Louisiana. But then you can see, too, that now this level 3 comes down into Comal and Guadalupe counties. So now you've got New Braunfels and Seguin on the tail end of a level 3 Tuesday evening into Tuesday night, okay? Even maybe overnight hours if it slows down enough. Those are the kind of things you got to just wait on the timing. But again, everything should be out by, let's say, Wednesday sunrise. We're done. How much rain? Saw you on Friday and forgot to tell you thank you for warning us about the last hailstorm. My weather app didn't show a storm. I got no alerts because it happened to be watching you on Facebook. I was able to cover my vehicle just in time before the hail hit SeaWorld. Oh, awesome, Lydia. Thank you for watching, first of all, and I'm really glad you're able to keep your vehicle safe. It is a chance tomorrow morning again. So if you can get your cars inside, guys, better safe than sorry. Get your cars protected. If they're under something, it'll help, because we could see some large hailstones develop in these supercells. And again, we're looking at tomorrow morning in San Antonio by about 4 or 5 a.m. The amount of rain is looking pretty good for us. Now, this is a 7-day forecast, but it's going to really be the next 48 hours that we get the most of this rain. And we're upwards of an inch across San Antonio and right out that 35 corridor, a little east of Austin. But either way, that's a really nice deposit of rain. We could really use it. Elmendorf, yeah, Elmendorf is the farther south you go, the lessening threat, but you're definitely in a good chance in Elmendorf, southeast Bexar County. Tomorrow morning, Jason, looks wet. Tuesday morning looks pretty wet. Villanueva y Kimberly, I think so. I definitely think you've got a chance of hail tomorrow morning, and then again tomorrow night. Both, as I showed you, you're in a level 2 through Wednesday in Elmendorf. I know. Pray for it, Nikki. We need it. My drive on 35 is at 5:30 a.m. Okay, be very careful. Allow some extra time and just take your time, so you can take your time and pull over if it gets too heavy and visibility drops or you've got hail. You just want to be aware of that. So, Solana, either way, be safe. Please be safe. Do you think this summer we'll have more rain? Tough one, Arthur. Usually summer we shut it down when we get those big upper level highs and we get the cap and the high pressure cooker, as I like to call it, sits on top of us for weeks at a time. We usually shut down. So that's a typical summer pattern for us. But we're expecting an active hurricane season. In fact, one of the highest forecasts, when I say highest, the most hurricanes, the most major in a long time that have been predicted from Colorado State University. Hey, Hanak, should get some rain southwest, absolutely. Victoria Scott, no rain for the hill country, not much. Yeah, it does look like the hill country stays dry, as you can see here, under half an inch over the next 7 days. And most of these storms, as I showed you, it's like an I-35 corridor thing. They develop southwest, move through the city, and really skip any area west of us. Sure, Philip, absolutely. Let's go back to live radar. That's what I love about this Facebook interaction. When you guys ask or need to look at something or have a request, if I see it, I'm praying I see it. Sometimes I do apologize. I'll miss a question, so that's why I always say re-ask. All right. So yeah, the radar, you can see some light returns are showing up in South Texas, but most of the action has been across North Texas. You can see all of the polygons. We've got several severe thunderstorm warnings across Dallas. And see now that storm is moving into Denton. Shirts area. Hey, Jennifer. Yeah, in a 2 out of 5. You're in a 2 out of 5. So my daughter's asking, might be a silly question, which it's not. Can I shower when it's storming? And that's a common question. There have been cases where lightning has hit and gone through, water pipes, and a charge has happened. But it is, you talk about exceptionally rare. Yeah, it's really going to come. It's coming down hard in Denton now, and you can see that they've got a pair of warnings, a couple of cells that are clobbering them at the moment. Oh, awesome! She's home. I'm gonna just send her this little movie. Okay. No, not much for the hill country. Yeah. We need water in the Frio, I bet, Victoria, yeah. Southeast side, yes. I think, like I say, it'll be 2 rounds. You've got a real good chance tomorrow morning for sure, and then again tomorrow night. And this is going to be for all of us in the city. If you're west, very, very unlikely that you get rain with this. What about the far west side by Harlan? Hi, Dawn. Yeah, absolutely. You're definitely looking at very good chance tomorrow morning of heavy rain and the possibility of some of these hailstorms. So I want you to make sure you're tuning in tomorrow morning. We start our newscast at 4:30 a.m. and that'll be right when you want to take a look at what's going on and be staying weather aware tomorrow morning for all your work and school and needs. A little bit of Java Joe. It's been a long day today, but it was a fun day out at Nelson Wolf.
Bill?
Yes.
Sorry, real quick.
No, it's okay.
I can interrupt you. Did you say we do know an exact year of when the next San Antonio will be in the land totality next for our area?
I don't remember the month and date, but it's the year is 2343.
2343. Okay, I'm gonna make a cheeky post. I'm gonna say.
Oh, double check I know 23.
Okay, I'll check.
I'm about 80% on 43.
Okay.
Thank you. And plus, you'll get the month and day on that too. It's fascinating that astronomers and NASA, they can predict these eclipses. I mean, and they're down to the exact minute, that far out ahead. It's phenomenal, you know. And I think about, okay, how about this? The last time a total solar eclipse came through this area, we didn't have anything close to this kind of science available because the year was 1397. That was the last total solar eclipse over San Antonio. 1397. Columbus hadn't even discovered America yet. There were people living here, we know that. But Columbus hadn't even seen North America yet, and that was the last time, 620-something years. What did you find, David?
2343.
It is 43?
Yeah,
Thank you.
I can't nail down exact month.
Oh, okay. I thought I may have seen it today, but
I'm gonna tell our online audience. I'm gonna share one last photo with them. I'm gonna say, see you in 2343.
exactly. Because I said they had a time capsule out at the Wolf today, and so I said I wanted to write because they were letting the kids, we had a bunch of students, and they were all writing notes for the time capsule. I said, hey, somebody asked a question, write a note on there that says, do you guys have flying cars?
Oh, that's a good idea.
All right, 7-day forecast time for, it's 9:37 already. I've got to go. I'll leave you with this 7-day forecast. I bid you farewell. God bless all of you. I love you, and you know I know that, and mean that, rather. You know I mean that. That's what I meant to say. I do love you. I want you to have an awesome Monday night. Blessings on your Tuesday for you and yours. And there's your 7-day. We'll see you at 10.